We're breathing out joy, love, compassion. For as you breathe in, your heart transforms all that comes in, including all the suffering, pain. For that is in the breath as you breathe in. For we are all connected. And as you continue breathing in the pain and suffering, breathing out joy, love, compassion. Know that when you notice your breath, each breath is the first breath. Breathe in with me, breathe out. As I begin chanting the prayer of compassion, join with me, for as we are one, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. As you breathe in and out, continue reciting this prayer of compassion. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. If your eyes are closed, please open them now, and I invite you to gaze at my forehead as you continue breathing in and out. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Mani Padme Hum. You may see the biophotons, and it turns into a swirl of some golden light. And this golden light that you see as you gaze into my forehead is the light that I see as I gaze out at you. And this is the inner being connection that we are. As you transform everything into love and compassion, you see the ancient, you see the golden, you see the Buddha, you see the Christ. This is the golden light that connects us as one. As you just remain where you are in this place of reverence, love, joy, compassion, with your eyes open, we now transition into a special gift. And we experience this love as Michelle joins into the space.
Yes, it would. All right. Ooh, just a little hot. Okay, so thank you, Chris. That was lovely. We have a special treat today. Michelle Pascal is going to do the meditation instead of our regular video. Michelle's going to be here this afternoon after service. He will be performing, and we'll be doing a love offering requests for that. And so he'll be right here. We're going to have food afterwards, and then Michelle after that. So Michelle, why don't you show us what you got?
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to be with you. Thank you for your beautiful meditation, Chris. I am Michel Pascal, meditation teacher and singer. I direct the meditation program for the prisoners of Los Angeles at Amity Foundation since 10 years. And with our meditation program, we have the best result of America in mental health. We have 0 suicide, 100% positive opinion from the prisoners, and 92% of the prisoners never return to jail. They find a job, they rebuild a family. As a singer, I have the blessing to sing on stage since I am 9 years old, and I perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City every year since 2016, and I have this crazy blessing to sing with Earth, Wind and Fire. So today I will sing a special meditation that I have recorded with Myron McKinley, the music director of Earth, Wind and Fire, on the keyboard. And after your beautiful service, I will sing an a cappella concert to bring you in a travel in the Gregorian chanting, in the Sufi chanting, in the Native American chanting, a travel around all the spiritualities, just with the voice, no music, nothing, just a cappella. So first, Frederic, please, let's play the music. O mani pe meom, O mani pe meom. so much. Thank you. It's an honor to be at the Center for a Spiritual Living. I love Center Spiritual Living. I love your faith. I love your open mind, your open heart. You embrace everyone. Congratulations for all what you do, all what you pray. And after the service, I will be so happy to give a concert, as we say, a spiritual travel from the Gregorian chanting, Sufi chanting, Native American chanting, Tibetan chanting, different sort of chanting a cappella, just with the voice. Thank you. God bless you, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Wow, merci, merci. Beautiful.
Gentil. Merci.
Woo. Oh, God morning, family. Just breathe that in. I think I could just stay in the darkness for the rest of the day, yes? All I can say is, mais certainement. Certainly, certainly, the Spirit is present in you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are in for a wonderful day, family. And I'm waiting for the countdown as our technical director is back there working the magic. God morning, everyone. The countdown's about to begin. Yes. And we are live. God morning, family. Welcome to live streaming. I feel like we are rocketing into the fourth dimension, yes? Indeed, what a day. Welcome to live streaming. If you're at home in your pajamas, whenever, wherever you're watching this, this is the Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living, for real. Yes, and we are live streaming from beautiful downtown Pasadena, California, USA, in the heart of the Playhouse Village. I got it. Yes, indeed. Our musical inspiration today is our beloved Alison. Yes, let's give her love, shall we? Of course, she'll be accompanied by the Sunday band, Chris Glick tickling the keyboards, and Brian Menifee on percussions, yes, and Leon Johnson on the bass. All right, indeed. We are here for God's party. And we have a special guest today, Michelle Pascal, who will be doing a concert today. So that is a tip for you. If you're watching this in real time and you're in your pajamas, you might want to start getting dressed to get down here, because we're going to break a little bread afterwards and have a wonder-filled concert this afternoon. Our theme for this month, quite appropriately, I would say, well, it says renewal and restoration, but I think it's holy boldness. Holy boldness, yes. And if I'm not mistaken, sacred audacity is the wisdom topic. Yeah, I think this is an old one. Yeah. So sacred audacity, yes. Do we have the audacity to move forward in our sacredness, in our boldness, with the instructions that we received at birth when we came into the world? And this morning, if you missed the meditation, you can rewind the tape and listen, because Michelle certainly has listened to that holy boldness within his soul, right? To deliver that authentic message that each one of us is brought here to deliver. Because each one of us has a song like that inside of us. And it may not come through the voice of song as it does for Michelle so beautifully, but it could come through any of a million different ways, of different spectrums of the rainbow. Yes? Yes. I think we're all just kind of like in the zone, because I don't know about you. I am just like, I feel like I'm just raised off the ground right now. Yes? So with that, why don't we get God's party started? Yes? And our practitioner of the day, let me not forget, I'm going to make it up. Yeah, Myrna Hawthorne, our practitioner emeritus. Let's give Myrna some love. She'll do the inspirational reading and the invocation. And let's get started with a congregational. Yes? Am I right? I am right. Ahiah Mass Choir, please stand for the singing of Thank You.
Thank you. Good morning.
Wow. Like Reverend Mike said, I feel like I'm floating from that. It was just so intensely beautiful. Wow. I'll just do a reading and then we'll go into prayer. So I'm reading today from 365 Science of Mind, June 2nd. Perfect reality is manifesting in my life. The will of God for me is the will of boundless life flowing through me. It is the will of joy, of success, of happiness, of peace and abundance. It is the will of the kingdom of heaven, not absent from this earth, but imperfectly seen. Nothing rewards or punishes me but the immutable law of cause and effect. There is no good that I cannot experience, provided I first embody that good. There is no joy that I cannot reach, provided I first clear my consciousness of anything that would limit this joy in myself or in others. I dispel any doubt in my mind as to whether or not God wishes me to have the absolute best. There is no judgment, no condemnation, no criticism. I know that any belief in a power that harms is false. Every such belief is eradicated. There is justice, knowledge, right guidance. Divine intelligence operates through me without confusion, calmly moving forward, progressive, reaching outward. I am gifted by infinite wisdom into the light that is eternal. I accept the gift of life for myself and for everyone else. God is right where I am. God is what I am. I enter into the consciousness of this divine allness, this perfect reality today. I know that it is manifesting in my life. Let's just turn within. And knowing that I have spoken the absolute truth, that God is with me, God is in me, and God is in each and every person within the sound of my voice, and within the sound of this city, this country, that we are all blessed. We are all open and receptive to the word that enters our consciousness, directing us for our highest and best good. This is what I know. And I know this for myself. And I know this for each and every person that is willing, that is open to receive. I am so grateful for this. I am grateful for our guest speaker this morning. I am grateful for our band. They are fantastic, and they touch a note in our heart that just helps us to open up wider and wider. I am grateful for our singer. And I am also grateful for our ministers who guide and direct us and help us to realize that we are one with Spirit and God is all there is. For this and more, I just say thank you, God. So I just release this word into the law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of God. And I just invite you to just join me in saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Myrna. So I'll go ahead and ask Alison to come on up. And while she's coming up, I just want to say that everyone is welcome here, whether you're gay or straight, no matter what nationality you are, no matter what color your skin is. We're all welcome here at Ahiah. And so this is a great time to take an opportunity to just wave to the folks around you and just give them a nice, warm Ahiah welcome. All right. So, Alison, what do you have for us today?
This is pure imagination. And the theme of holy boldness. When Chris told me about that theme, I just said, oh, I feel like the power of our minds to create just resonates with that. So, pure imagination. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you wanna live paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world? There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare to your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Absolutely beautiful.
Delicious.
That story, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, is one of my favorites from when I was a kid. And you know, I think Charlie knew the laws of metaphysics, right? You know, he knew about the law of attraction. He understood that we can create our lives because he did. Remember, you know, he wanted that gold ticket and he acted as if it was his, right? He knew it to be his, that he was going to have that golden ticket. And that's the way we need to approach life, with a little bit of boldness, don't you think, Rev? Yeah, a little bit of holy boldness, knowing the good that we already have, and understanding and knowing that more is raining down like, what is that, like Niagara Falls, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we're in this new, oh, look at that, I put my pages in backwards, so I was about to start with page 2. Well, anyway. So June, we've got a new month here, so we have a new theme, the Holy Boldness theme. And this is the first week also of Gay Pride Month. And so I just want to, you know, offer out to the world the congratulations that we've moved this far with our ideas and understanding of what it means to be different, because oneness does not mean sameness, right? It means that we are all one in the mind, the life that God is, but we're not all the same. And so I think this is a great theme, holy boldness, for Gay Pride Month, because it takes a bit of boldness in order to live a life in this world of being gay and open and out. And so that doesn't mean just gay folks, though, right? There are all sorts of people who live in this world that this holy boldness idea is absolutely 100% appropriate for, because we're all a little bit different. We can all be pointed out that you're too tall, too little, too thin, too fat, too whatever. in order to fit in with the ideal person, right? And so I think this holy boldness goes for everyone, to be honest. So what does it take to be bold? I think that's an interesting question that I've been asking myself this week. What does it take to be bold? And I think that there's a lot of things that go into it, but I think that fundamentally something in our life has to be calling the boldness out. Because, you know, humans, well, I hate to characterize and stereotype, but we all tend to be a little bit of a couch potato if there's nothing that is kind of challenging us, nothing saying that we need to get our butt off the, can I say that? Yeah, sure I can. Off the couch and get moving, right? And so I think that, you know, we need to be called forth in some manner. Now, if I had known Alison was doing this song, I would have talked about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? And I could, but I'll go ahead. I got slides and everything that go along with the Wizard of Oz, so I'm going to stick with the Wizard of Oz. One of my favorite stories also from childhood. Remember back to the day when you couldn't watch a movie anytime you wanted? Right? You had to wait for it to come on. Oh my God, what a time that was. How archaic, right? But I remember in my childhood, they used to play, you know, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz once a year. And so I would wait for it. I loved it. It was spectacular. And, you know, when you think about Dorothy, at the beginning of the movie, you know, Dorothy's not very bold, is she? No. She's actually a little bit of a scaredy cat, isn't she? You know, a woman with a hook nose, you know, wants her dog, and she runs screaming, riding her bicycle back home. Oh, at the M, right? But then something amazing happens, doesn't it? Tornado comes and lifts her and the house, the whole house and her dog, and moves it off to Oz. And in Oz, it just drops that house. And who's under the house when she looks out the door? Well, she doesn't have any idea, but she does see some red ruby slippers, right? Ends up it's the Wicked Witch of the East. Not the West, right? That's the sister. It's the Wicked Witch of the East that is under the house. What a demise, right? Can you imagine having to, you know, tell your kids and your grandkids that their grandmother, you know, got a house dropped on them? That'd be quite the story, right? But there she is in Oz, in full Technicolor now, right? She had started out in black and white, and her life was kind of that way. But now she's in full Technicolor, and everything she does is calling her to be more and more and more bold. And she rises to the occasion, doesn't she? She does. I mean, she gets cantankerous with the Wizard of Oz, that big old thing behind the curtain, right? And of course, she goes out to hunt, quote unquote. I don't think Dorothy would have thought of it that way, but she went out to track down the Wicked Witch of the West. That seems pretty bold to me, right? And so, you know, she ended up becoming what the world was calling for her to be. More and more bold. So, my question for you is, well, how about that one? What is asking you in your life to be bold? Right? What's asking you to be bold right now? I'll tell you something about me first, and then I'll ask you guys to just chime in, right? Well, for me, I think The world is asking me to go to Mexico. 2 months from now, I'll be taking off to move to Mexico, at least part-time, to a land where I don't speak the language, to a culture that's not the culture I'm used to. It's a beautiful culture, but it's not the one I'm used to. And so, boldness, it calls you, doesn't it? And I know for sure that in each and every one of your lives, something is calling you forth to be more bold. Who wants to share what that might be? I'm going to pick on Rev first. Life is calling you to be bold, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to be the new senior minister. I think that's a pretty bold step, right? That's a bold step. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who else has something? What are you being called forth to be? How are you being called to be more bold? Love. Yeah, love is calling you to be more bold. Denise.
I'm being called forward to take some chances and make some investments to create more passive income for my family.
Okay, investments for passive income.
You gotta put some in to get some out.
That's right.
So anyway, that's what's calling me.
All right. Yes. Yes. Who else? Laura.
Called to repair my house, which means they're tearing all the boards off and hanging
Yeah, your house needs some repairs. That can be very bold. It can be bold. All right. Well, there are lots of things. I guarantee you there are lots of things calling you to be bold in your life. Well, I'm going to ask Reverend Mike to come up and tell us a little bit about his holy boldness.
Thank you, Rev. Wow. Audacity. What's audacity? The dictionary says that audacity is a willingness to take a risk. What could be the risk? When I got here to the Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living in 1998, the risk for me that I might be wrong about the idea that I'm a divine being having a human experience. What if that is a wrong idea? And so the universe called me forward to experiment in the laboratory of my own life to see if in fact that was so. I was reminded of something when I was just entranced with Michelle's voice this morning. It took me back to a place in time when I was 9 years old and I was being auditioned for the Chicago Boys Choir. And the Reverend Christopher Moore, he took me out in the hallway at my school to audition me, and he had me sing the scales, just do, re, mi, right? And I was trembling, I was shaking. I told him, but I can't sing. I can't sing. I was convinced. And he said to me, like Alison's song, what if you could sing? What if you could sing? What would that be like? And then I opened my mouth and out of me came this first soprano voice. And I had not heard that voice for close to 60 years. I heard Michelle this morning singing it, right? You see, the call goes out on a loudspeaker, but we are the ones who have answered it. We have heard the divine frequency. It's ever present. It's never absent. It's always broadcasting. It's why we're here in this teaching. We could be in 1,000 million different other places this morning, but we're here to catch the frequency of the sacred boldness that has called us forward. We are the immune system of the human spirit. The healing is in us, and we are each other's medicine. That's the boldness. That's the message that's coming through this center. That's what this frequency is, this vibration is. So not only am I stepping up after 26 years, stepping up into holy boldness, but guess what? If you spot it, you've got it. You're in this with me. It's all of us. It's not just me, right? I mean, think about our paradigm, right? We've always lifted up, Jesus. We've lifted up Buddha. We've lifted up Atman, right? We've said they're the ones. And yet it's reflecting back to us our own divinity, who we are. Yes? Yes. Yes. And I know it's a scary thing to say yes to, but yes is a complete sentence. And once you begin to the practice of saying yes, then what happens is this wonderful thing we call synchronicity, coincidence, or co-winky-dink, I like to call it. Coincidence, circumstances, just magical things begin to happen. Incredible healings begin to happen. You all know my story. I got my medical bill from the surgery 5 months ago. It was a $140,000 event. I'm truly the bionic man, yes? And I was walking before they expected me to walk. And this week, I had an experience where I knew something was wrong, so I went to go get checked out. They told me I had pneumonia, right? Pneumonia. That's what they said. But through the power of prayer, your prayers, our prayers, my prayers, right? We are able to heal, to transmute poison into medicine. And this is not about something that you will read in a book somewhere, but it's about something that you must experience. So the invitation that I have for you is that the classes are going on. You can take foundations class, you can take those classes, but the class of life is in session. And I'm inviting you to enroll, to sign up, to just say yes, because we are on a wonderful ride here. This is like that Disneyland e-ticket ride. Yes, we're on a wonderful journey here. And I am so excited today to be initiated through the Gregorian chants and the Native American chants and so forth that Michelle is going to share with us today. So my invitation to you is to sign up for class. Stay, enroll, join with me. I need your help. And I think you need my help too, yeah? Yeah, absolutely. So I say yes. That's my story, Rev. Sticking to it.
Thank you, sir. So the title of the talk is Sacred Audacity. And I did mention in the newsletter this week, if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, you can go to ahiah.com/subscribe. Very simple, put in your email, you'll get the weekly newsletter on Friday. But I talked about my mom and that word audacity in the newsletter just a little bit. It was one of her favorite $10 words, She didn't have many of them. She usually spoke pretty plainly, but that was one she loved to pull out, and it was always in, you had the audacity too, right? Yeah, I could hear that clearly in my mind. Maybe you guys had a little bit of that growing up too. Seems to be a popular phrase, right? But, as Reverend Mike mentioned, there is a definition for audacity, and it's taking bold risks, right? But there's a positive way of looking at that, right? Taking bold risks, well, risks can be good, risks can be bad, right? And the positive one is courage in facing challenges, while the negative connotation is impudence or disrespect towards authority. Guess which way my mom was using it, right? Yeah. It wasn't boldness in her eyes, it was impudence, right? And You know, as a kid, though, I didn't really feel audacious. Not at all, actually. You know, there's a quote out of the Bible, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Well, you know, if I died when I was a kid, I should have gotten a continent at least, right? But I was a meek kid. Not really so much in my young years, but, you know, I had a lot of chaos that came around after my mom's divorce and all the stuff that happened around that, plus everything else. And so I tended to prefer to just be in my room reading a book. Loved to read those books. And it was quiet in my bedroom. It was safe in my bedroom. I could read, I could imagine, right? The song today. I could imagine this world that was what I wanted to experience, not what I was experiencing right then. And so I think myself, like Charlie in the chocolate factory, you know, I imagined up my world. You know, a world where I could be bold, because I didn't feel as a child like I could be bold. There were lots and lots of little, you know, ways where I was being held down. But that all changed when I turned 17 and moved out of the house, got my own apartment, ended up moving to Los Angeles with $300 in my pocket. If you don't think that's bold, then maybe you think it's stupid. But it worked. You know, it worked. I got here, I got a job, got a place to live, and everything else is history, so to speak. And so, you know, often what that word audacity or you're audacious, it's really a negative word, isn't it? There are other words that are similar to it. Maybe a word like being uppity, right? That's a word with very similar ways of looking at it. And if you're gay, there are lots of ways where you've been uppity in people's minds. If you're a gay woman, I'll guarantee that somebody along the way has told you that you are too butch, and or, you know, you would be prettier if you were more feminine. Or if you're a gay man, you might have been told you were too flamboyant. Or, I've been told this many times, that your gayness, you put it too much in my face, right? I was even gently told that to me here at Ahiah when I first came. A few people came and told me, "Do you really have to mention that you're gay every week?" Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't mention I'm gay every week. I do talk about my husband or things like that, right? But what would you talk about, I would ask, if you were me, right? Your life experience, maybe? So, you know, we sometimes are asked to fit into a box. But oh, holy boldness. You cannot be living the life of holy boldness and live in a box. You will expand beyond the confines of that box every time, every time. So, I have some news for you. And that is that Spirit wants you to be audacious. Don't you think? Isn't that the truth of Spirit? Spirit is always lifting us higher. Spirit is always asking us to expand our consciousness, to become more aware, to receive more of the goodness that it's raining down on us. Ernest Holmes says it this way. Whoop. I think I just lost my... No, it's up there for right. Well, it's only half up there, but I'll leave it there for a second. He says that within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to it. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to this limitless experience, or this limitless, of having a limitless experience. And so I think, Spirit created us then in order for us to expand, for us to be greater and greater than we've ever been before. Right now, I do not think that where we are for humanity is at the apex of its flight, right? You know how you throw a rock up there, it goes like this, and then it comes back down. I don't think that's the path that we're on. I don't think we're at the top and now everything is going down from here. Certainly that is not Spirit's envisioning of what humanity could be, because Spirit is always, always, always lifting us higher, having us have more rather than less, having us become more rather than less. And so that's true then for each and every one of you. It's true for me. It's true for Reverend Michael. It's true for everybody. That we are being called, no matter where we are in our lives, not to do this with our lives, but to keep expanding, keep experiencing, keep living a life of our dreams. There is not some magic moment where we go, oh, okay, now's the time for me to just go on the decline. That's not the truth. That's not the truth of our experience. So to live from sacred audacity, we do have to overcome a couple of things. One is we have to overcome fear. We have to overcome doubt. And doubt is the thing, I think, is more insidious than fear. Because we can kind of, goad ourselves along, but if we sit there in doubt, well, then we are having faith in something besides what Spirit is, right? We're having faith that what we fear is true. And so sometimes I think what we need to have is what I call a Stonewall moment. Now, in honor of Gay Pride Month, how many of you guys know what Stonewall is all about? Yeah? Yeah. Well, Stonewall happened back in New York, June 28th of 1969. There was an inn called the Stonewall Inn, and it was really a gay hangout. And it was a place where transvestites, gay men, lesbian women, all sorts, their allies, their friends, everybody loved to go to the Stonewall Inn. Why? Because they were allowed there to be who they are. Now the problem is that New York, in all of its wisdom, like many, many states, had a no cross-dressing law. One of the silliest things I ever heard, but this is what the law said. It was illegal for you to be out in public if you did not have at least 3 pieces of apparel on your body that were appropriate to the sex that you had been identified as at birth. That was the law. And so the police would constantly be raiding the Stonewall Inn because there were a lot of transvestites in there, a lot of drag queens. Let's just say drag queen. Can you guys say drag queen with me? Drag queens, right? You know, it's just a word. Just a word. And so these drag queens constantly were being pulled out and arrested because, well, they were not wearing 3 pieces of clothing that were appropriate to the sex that they were identified at birth, right? And they had been going along with this for years, years and years and years. We would today call this harassment, right? But it was the law. And so these police would come regularly, and they would have their paddy wagons, and they would, you know, bring out a line of drag queens, and they'd put them in the paddy wagon, take them down, and book them. And on this particular day, on June 28th, 1969, well, legend has it, I was not there, I don't know exactly what happened. Legend has it that Marsha P. Johnson took a brick and threw it at the police, and that's what started it all. I probably think she might have thrown her high heel shoe at them. That's what I think. But I don't know. So, you know, the thing is that could have been just one small incident, but people decided and got bold. They changed. They stood up and decided that they would not take that anymore. And so the root of gay pride, the reason why we have festivals in June mostly, is because of June 28th, 1969, the Stonewall riots. So the point of all of this is that sometimes we just have to say, in our lives, enough is enough. It doesn't have to be because you're dressed in drag. It doesn't have to be for any, you know, particular reason. What we have to just see is that we are growing beyond the bounds that people are putting on us. And in that moment, we get to get in touch with the holy boldness that lives within us. We get to get in touch with the sacred audacity that lives within us. We get to get in touch and align ourselves with the wholeness, with the love, with the peace, with the joy, with the power that Spirit is. And at the moment that we do that, if we don't listen to our head, but we listen to our heart, it will tell us exactly what is the right thing for us to do in this moment, to set ourselves free. Because freedom is one of the God qualities, isn't it? It's surprising how often we forget that one. You know, even when I'm working with, you know, students and stuff, I'm listing the qualities, you know, I'm like, I know I'm missing something, right? Oh, freedom. Yeah, freedom. And it's funny that I miss it so often because freedom is what calls to my soul so clearly. So we get to have sacred audacity. We get to respond to the little difficulties that life gives us with sacred audacity. We get to stand up with our dignity and a boldness with sacred audacity. And we get to get up and say to ourselves and to everyone around us that in this moment, I've been called forward to be audacious. Doesn't that sound good? Sounds kind of fun, doesn't it? I hope it does. So, there I am. Got my pages all backwards. So I do have an affirmation for you, which we'll see if I can bring it up real fast. Yeah, I got disconnected, huh? And we're right about here. There we go. And Chromecast. Let's see if that works. Yeah? All right. So the affirmation that I have for you today, I'd like you to just say it together with me. I overcome everything with Spirit's boldness. Let's say that again. I overcome everything with Spirit's boldness. So as you go out into your week this week, I'd like you to think about a few things. One is, what is it in your life that is asking you, begging you, whispering to you to be more bold? What is that? And then think about where is it that in your life, where is it that people or the culture or society are holding you back? Where is that? How is that? How are you responding to that? And then I want you to take a vow to be sacredly audacious in this moment around that thing and have your Stonewall moment, right? It doesn't have to be violent. In fact, please don't. Right? Violence doesn't really help us. But standing up for your rights, standing up for who you are, standing up for who you wish to be, who you see yourself to be, that's worth a Stonewall moment, don't you think? And as always, if you're a little bit confused about all this, then just let Spirit guide you. Thank you, and namaste. So join me in a little prayer as I just center myself and allow myself to drop down inside to that place within me that knows and knows that it knows this life, this power, this presence that God is. The life divine, the life that is love and peace and joy and wholeness, and yes, it is freedom. It is the life that's lifting us up. It's the life that is empowering us. It is the life that knows each and every one of us as individualized expressions of the divine. So we are each and every one of us whole, perfect, and complete at the very core of our beingness. And so I know in this moment the truth. I speak a word of truth for myself and for each and every person here in the sanctuary, for those who are at home, and for everyone in this world, that we are the life divine. We are the life that love has created. We are the life that knows and knows that it knows that we are individualized expressions of the divine, and so we are imbued by our Creator, by the love and the peace and the joy and the wholeness, and yes, the freedom that God is. And so as we move out into our week, as we leave here and we go out and see what is calling for us to be more audacious, what is calling for us to be the holy boldness that God is, what is calling for us to align ourselves with the love and the peace and the joy and the freedom that God is. And we look at it and we see ourselves expanding beyond that condition, because that condition has no power over us. that condition has no real meaning in our lives. All we need to know, all we need to do is just like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, know that I have the gold ticket. And by knowing that, the world just gets reflected back to me. And I live the life of sacred audacity. And for knowing that truth, I just give thanks. And I release this prayer to the law, knowing that it's already fulfilled in the mind that God is. And I say life and God are good and very good. And together we say, and so it is. Amen and amen. And so now is the time for our conscious contributions. And it seems like I may have gone off again. I'm not sure. Is that up there? No. All right. Well, I think I'll let it go. So you guys know, or most of you know, our blessing. But I just want to tell you first that if you're in the sanctuary, that you have 3 ways of giving something to, or if you're in the sanctuary, we have envelopes in the pew, and you can just put your offering in there, put your name on it. We would love to know who it's from. And we have ushers coming along the sides today. It's Myrna. And so just go ahead and, and Sandra, there's Sandra, okay. Myrna and Sandra are going to come along the sides. If you're at home online, then there are 3 ways of giving your offering. First, by going to ahiah.com/donate. Second, by sending a text to the word give to 616-229-2225. And last of all, you can always mail us a check. I love those love offerings, or not the love offerings, but the love notes that people give. And so let's go ahead and say the blessing together. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving, as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen and amen. Hi, Alison.
So before we jump into this, I just have to share that a few months ago, I did a songwriting workshop with Jamie Lula, who's a prominent, Center for Spiritual Living singer-songwriter. And there was, if we could just sing this one little thing together, because it is so perfect with what you just said.
Okay.
And it goes like this. Something's calling me
a
little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Try it again. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. And I heard someone say love, so can we sing love? Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Thank you. So I personally do well by having songs in my mind that helps me to remember the message. And so if that's something that will help you, if you want to think about the thing that's calling you, maybe it's worry, maybe it's dissatisfaction, maybe it's love, maybe it's hope, maybe it's joy. Maybe it's patience. Carry that song in your heart as you think about that, and it might help you as it helps me move forward. So, that being said, this is a song, I believe it's by David Foster.
It's Ralph Loveland.
Oops.
Brendan Gray, but David Foster.
He's played it a lot with Josh Groban. And it's called You Raise Me Up. When I am down and oh my soul is weary, when troubles come and my heart mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats imperfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Yes, yes, I agree. Absolutely. Thank you, Alison. Thank you, band. All right. So we have our youth maybe coming. Somebody go grab our youth for us, please. And otherwise, we'll go on to, I'm not sure what's going on with my phone. I might need to reboot this, but because I can't actually see what it is. Oh, Michelle Pascal is today after service. We had the opportunity to hear a little bit about him and from him today. And so he's going to be doing some chanting a cappella after service at 1 o'clock. We have food. We can eat some food, and then we'll come back in here and just have a great time with Michelle. All right. Okay, and so we also, tomorrow we have Embodying Racial Justice for White Folks. We're coming up with a different name for that because we just have gotten feedback that it's true, but it's not so inspiring. So we're going to have a different name, but we're going to do it on 6/3, which is tomorrow. And then on 6/5, we have Music Healing Circle with Tom Rossi. And on 6/9, Yoga Nidra with Sky. I saw Sky back there, yeah. And so she'll be doing her Yoga Nidra from 1 to 3 o'clock on next week. So if you'd like to spend some time with Sky, come on down. And then on the 16th, we have, Juneteenth. Absolutely. So our Ubuntu Circle is putting this on for us. They're going to have great food. They'll always have some educational aspect to it so that we can find out a little bit more. Yeah. Oh.
We're going to have a drum circle. Yes, yes. Gerald Rivers is coming, and our kids are going to join us. And if you want to join, you can bring your drum, or we'll have Gerald bring a drum for you, and we're going to make a mighty noise right here.
I love hearing that. Oh, I see some guys back there. Guys, gals, come on down. Alex is here today. She had her quinceañera last week. Yes, she did. Congratulations, Alex.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
You want to tell about your necklace? Yeah. So we have 10 kids going to camp, which is amazing. Yes. Which makes us pretty much rule the school. No one else's group is that big. So we decided to represent as the greatest of all time, Pasadena, and we all have these. And yeah, so we wanted to share that. And a big shout out to Susan Rios who bought these for us.
Thank you, Susan.
So today, in celebration of Pride Month, we talked about pride. We talked about gender identity. We talked about being allies, what that means. And mostly we just talked about loving everybody and creating a community that works for all of us. And Malachi, and it was Freaky Friday for us. Malachi took the younger kids, and I took the teens. So Malachi is gonna tell them what yours did.
So I was with the kiddos today.
We heard a lot of screaming and it seemed like chaos.
We had a lot of fun, right? Something like that. So we're all gonna share today. Durai, you're first, and then go ahead and pass it down.
Today, what we did for our project is make a heart and put paper on it to make it rainbow, and sadly there's no purple. And so for the reason why we made these hearts was for LGBTQ month, and for this month, the whole entire month, we are supposed to be big allies and support our fellow friends.
Is it on? Okay, so basically we read this book and it was about how like pink isn't just for girls, it's for boys and girls, and how blue is for girls and boys.
And all the colors are for boys and girls.
And what we did for the project was make colors that represent pride, so we wrote it on there, or some of us just wrote names or like anything.
We made the hearts because we were doing it for Pride Month.
Sure.
Taste the rainbow.
You might be fired. Thank you, everybody. I don't know what that exercise is.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Darth Vader presents the rainbow. Oh, I love it. So what else do we have here? I got to get down here so I can see what they are. Okay, so Juneteenth, and we have the Kirtan the same day. This says 3:30. I think I'll talk to Leah and ask her to move it to 4 so that we have plenty of time for the Juneteenth. And then Reverend Larry Smith is going to be doing the Phoenix Rising workshop all the way out on July 7th. So I do want to remind you that, well, there we go. Healing Circle is on Wednesday. We had the book study on Tuesday. And I do really think I need to reboot my phone. It's just not coming through very fast. Okay, Ministry of Prayer. We always have a Ministry of Prayer. You can send us requests online at ahiah.com/prayers, or you can fill out a prayer request here at Ahiah. And not sure. Okay, well, but we have our congregational songs. So let me ask Alison to come on up, and she's going to lead us along with the band in I Release.
Yes. All right. Please stand.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for
So let's go ahead and do our benediction together. It's showing up on our screen. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it. I am it, and I share it. Just the way it appears, and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen and amen. I love you guys. It's been so wonderful being here with you today. Remember, we've got Michelle Pascal doing the Chopin meditation at 1 o'clock. It is a love offering. We would love to have you here. It was truly phenomenal this morning. And so if you want to float on out of here after that, come on down and join us. Thank you, and namaste.